Welcome back everyone for another day of Halloween Horror Nights updates. Now I'm gonna be honest, there's not a ton going on inside of the park, but there's definitely enough. I think every single scare zone we have something going on. Also, this shirt is pretty special today. If you guys like the artist series, we're gonna be checking out this year's artist series shirt. I love them, I think they're a lot of fun. I'll talk more about it inside, but today, without having a ton of updates, gives us a perfect opportunity to talk about a few other things that I wanted to bring to your guys' attention. Number one, the Stay and Scream changes that are happening this year. And number two, that spot up front that I kept telling you we'll talk about in the future. Today, we'll be talking about it at the end of the video. Now, we need to get inside. I am heading pretty much straight back to Sahara Traders because there was some new merchandise that was revealed. I wanna make sure that we could see it. Also, I'm hoping maybe they put that AP shirt out. Probably not, but I don't know, we could be hopeful. Also, if you guys don't mind, please consider subscribing to the channel. We had a goal of 7,000. We hit that goal. We're at like 7,300 right now. Let's see at least how close we can get to 8K. I don't think we're gonna get there, but let's at least see where we can get by opening night of Halloween Horror Nights. Either way, we're getting inside. We do have some additional speakers that have been put on some of these trusses up here, and some lights, it looks like. Again, I really hope we get that blue signage. I know a lot of people were saying they really wanted it to be red. They think that's kind of the HHN vibe, and it is. But I think for this year, the blue's gonna fit in really well. So let's hope to see that. Gonna get scanned in here. Seems like a lot of people are finally making their way in. It is 10 a.m. right now. Now we already have seen those speakers up there. But as we head in, I want to show you these. We now have speakers and lights up on this truss here, a lot of them facing back. Again, one of my favorite things about this are these gargoyles. I think it is going to be so cool to enter in here. These gargoyles, the music, all the lights. It's going to be such a vibe. I do have a question, however. Who's doing opening scare modes? We don't have an icon. Is it going to be Art? I don't know. Also, we need to talk about Art and Louise and Five Nights at Freddy's. There's actually a lot to talk about today. Again, not too many updates. There are definitely some, but there's a lot to kind of cover. Again, we'll talk about this area right here by the end of the video. But yeah, who's doing the opening scare monies at this point? I have no idea. Like, it has to be Art, or is it Sergio from El Artista? I don't know. Now inside of the Origins of Horror, they have now added some vines, or not vines even, some twigs really. I guess it's kind of vine work, but mostly some sticks right here that you can see. So now they have added a little bit more kind of structure to all of these, bringing them to life just a little bit more. And it's pretty much in all of them, I think. Maybe not this one because the scare actor might come in here with the boo hole, or at least like the enter point. Actually, you know what? That might have been the only one that had twigs. So I don't know now. It looks like they have since covered up the art statue a little bit more, but I can see inside a little. And it definitely just looks like concrete marble stone, I guess. And I guess while we're heading over towards Sahara Traders, which is where you can find a lot of this merchandise, by the way. All of like the new stuff I've been showing you guys has been in Sahara Traders. I haven't seen it over at the Five and Dime. I'll check on my way out for sure, just so you guys know. But like all the new stuff tends to be over there from this point forward. It kind of seems like, again, being the tribute store over there, it's kind of where you're probably gonna see most of the merch popping up. But let's talk about Art for just a second. So it has been confirmed that Art will be roaming around throughout the event. He said he could be in alleys, could be in line queues, I think stores, like anywhere you think Art could be, he might be there. So, kind of cool to see. I did hear about this a few months ago, actually, that they were gonna be doing roaming Arts, and I was like, let's wait and see if they make an official announcement, and they have. So that's really cool to see that that is coming to the event. I like the idea of like, no place is safe kind of idea. I was also talking to somebody yesterday, and they said like back in the day, HHN used to have like scare actors that would like go into like the bathrooms and things like that, like to the point you'd be like, I don't know, but I don't know. I kind of like the idea of like, you know, you're in queue, you know, you're inside of a store shopping and something, and then bam, there's Art just like sitting there. Maybe he's like, you know, inside of these food booths or something like that. I don't know. I think it could be really cool. So yes, we will be getting roaming Arts this year that will just kind of exist throughout the park. I don't know to what capacity. I don't know how many of them. If there's going to be just a few and like they just kind of go around. Is there going to be a ton of them? I don't know. Now coming over here by New York, we are taking a look at this crime scene. You can see Barmy Bank, loads of cash has been blown out the back here. And even up front, you can see he has one bag with him on his way out. So kind of cool to see. They're bringing out that like bank heist situation to life a little bit. We do know that is kind of the story at this point. Again, if you go read those newspapers, you will find that. Everything else here looks to be the same. Electronics look to be the same. So pretty much all we're seeing right now are those barmy bank bags. Coming over here, it doesn't look like we have anything new going on. So at this point, what I'm gonna do before we continue going forward, I do wanna go into Sahara Traders really quick, go check out the new merch, and then we'll finish up with the rest of New York before we finish the loop. All right, let's go see. I am gonna keep my eye out for that AP shirt still. I don't think it is here, but I am keeping an eye out. Ah, here we go, right up front actually. Look at this. Doors right there, right here off to the left. You can see this is the new Artist Series shirt. Now, it's very cool. Let me talk to you guys a little bit about this in just a second. I am going to pick it up, but I just wanted to show you guys kind of the design here. Gosh, it looks so good. Halloween Horror Nights over on the side, and then down there at the bottom, you can see it says the Artist Signature Series. So it says 5, so this is the 5th anniversary. I don't remember 5 years ago, but I do remember the past few years. And then this is a new cup here. You have your gargoyle face right there. Very cool, 2025 Halloween Horror Nights. So, looks like we have a new refillable. Looks really nice. I like that design too. I am excited for, there's like a black and white one that we're getting that's not pertaining to HHN. That's the one I think I'm looking forward to at this point. We've seen that shirt. We've seen the generic shirt. I don't think we're going to be seeing the AP shirt. Unfortunately, I would have assumed it would have been on this side, so I don't think they're gonna have it, but I'm gonna keep looking. Oh my gosh, I lied. Dude, no way they got it. Wait, that is huge. It says it's a medium. There's no way that's a medium. Wait, it is. What? Okay, they're here. Guys, they're here. Are you kidding me? We got it in our hands. Hold on a second. Oh my gosh, look at this. We have a patch here too. I don't know, is it focusing? I don't know. There it is. Oh my gosh. Wait, why were these not out? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, they seem a little big. So I'm normally a large. I've actually had to buy XL in some things. Sometimes I'm a medium, but like this seems super big. But I think I'm gonna do it in case it does shrink up. I don't know, I'm loving it though. Oh my God, I can't believe we have this right now. Also taking a quick look, it does seem like all of the other merch is the same. So it doesn't look like anything else has been put out. These were the things that I saw though. I saw the cup, and then I did see the Artist Series shirt. Oh my gosh, that's insane. Okay, so these are both larges. Do you see how much like, I feel like this one, do you see how much longer that is? It's like an inch longer. And it also seems wider. Like, maybe not that much, but it's definitely longer. It's longer by like an inch down here. I know it doesn't totally look like it here, but like when I'm holding them, definitely seems bigger. Like you could see it coming out the bottom there. Either way, I'm getting both these for sure. So, something I just realized as I was walking through, we no longer have the slime ragu out here. It's gone. So we had one day with it. There was 2 spots. There was one like over there, and I think one over here. And now it is completely gone. So they literally removed it overnight. My one thought is it was already starting to chip up, like it was getting scratched up. It can also get really slippery if it rains. So I wonder if they kind of were testing that. I don't know. Or maybe it didn't work how they wanted it to. Maybe they were testing lighting with it. Not sure, but it's completely gone. Also, nothing else is happening inside of New York. So let's continue to talk a little bit about Louis, but we gotta get past the music here. I need to actually go inside Louis to see. Okay, no changes from what I am seeing. Let's talk about this. They have officially announced that we will be dining with Five Nights, basically the characters from Five Nights. I should say dining with Five Nights, that's weird. But they said it will be a pizzeria that you will be able to dine with them. So a lot of people are predicting we are going to have Louis turning over into some sort of Five Nights experience. Now, is it confirmed that it's going to be Louis? No. Could it be anywhere else? Yes. Do we assume it's gonna be here, considering it's right next to the tribute store? Kinda could make sense. Yeah, so keeping an eye on it. Don't know where it's going to be, but they did say we're getting a pizzeria to dine with the characters of Five Nights at Freddy's, or again, a Five Nights experience, I should say. Not necessarily dining with the characters, but maybe it's just meant to kind of like be themed up to Five Nights. So I'm guessing it's gonna look kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese of some sort, but obviously Five Nights based. So yeah, keep an eye on this. If you guys are in the parks at any point, just pop in, see if anything is happening there, because as of now, we should be getting something based on 5 nights here at Louis or somewhere. I don't know where else you would put it because it's already a pizza place. So let's just assume it'll go there for now. But yeah, 5 nights pizzeria. How are you guys feeling about that? So we know roaming hordes of art, or not hordes of them, just roaming arts. It could just be one. Are they gonna have the little girl with them? I don't know. But again, so now those are 2 new things that I wanted to talk about. So it's kind of neat. We still do have to talk about Stay and Scream, which we'll do here in just a little bit, and the changes coming to Stay and Scream. Goodbye, Jaws. It was fun while it lasted. You still do have the photo op back there and a few small things, but this is pretty much almost completely cleared out now at this point. Check this out though. So we actually have 2 stands here now, and they are covered. Now let's see. I don't know what that is. Have not seen that structure before. It almost reminds me of like a drink crate or something, but it is covered here, so we will keep an eye on this. I don't know. I mean, we were kind of expecting to see a little bit more happening over here, and it looks like we do have some stuff. So it's on both sides. It could just be speakers. Maybe it's kind of like gross looking speakers, you know, maybe like bodies or like the way it's painted up. I don't really know, but if you guys have any guesses, feel free to let me know. You can see, this is like a pallet. It's like a plastic pallet. So I think there's something on top of this. They have also since moved. Right there you could see the little cooler, or where they're gonna put the point of sale station, now closer to the spouts and the handles over there. You know, we still have this lonesome lighting structure here, like just a truss with lights, nothing going on over here. Still curious, but considering we have fog machines over here, it makes me think that maybe we're doing something in this area. Maybe this is where art could ultimately kind of like roam, just like throughout here. Maybe we get the Death Eaters. Maybe they're coming outside. I don't think so. I think the way they have to work is like they have to be in Diagon Alley, so probably not. We have a little bit of a walk here to make. Looks like the bridge is still not finished. Doesn't look like they did anything new with it. I'll show it to you here in a second. But let's talk a little bit about Stay and Scream. So this year, for Stay and Scream, it is going to operate very similar to years past in the sense that you can get here at 3 p.m. You still have to go to one of the 3 checkout locations and basically check in to Stay and Scream. However, the big difference for this year lies in the fact that you will now get a wristband. So the wristband basically gives you access to the park. If you don't have one, you're probably just gonna be kicked out. They're not gonna let you onto rides, get into lines for things like that. So if you guys are doing Stay and Scream this year, we will have a video on it. Obviously, I just wanna kind of give you that information up front, but we'll do a full video on the Stay and Scream process. We did one, I think, last year or 2 years ago. This year, like I said, they're gonna have these wristbands. That is kind of like your key. So instead of having to like come in, go like wait in like those big holding cells, instead, you can go do a ride if you want. You can go, you know, get some food, sit down, do whatever you wanna do. But you can also get in line for a house when you have your wristband. So instead of sitting in like this big jumbo queue and then you kind of like split off and it's like you're waiting out here, I'm thinking you're actually gonna just be able to go get in line for the house that you want. So say you wanna start with Fallout, you get your wristband, you head over to the Fallout house and you can just wait in line. And then I think it opens up at about 5 or 5:30. I think it's like 5:15 and 5:30 maybe. And then you can do some houses basically a little bit before the general public gets in. So you can kind of knock out a few houses. That is also why I also recommend doing Stay and Scream if you're not gonna do Express. If you can at least budget the Stay and Scream, I think you can get everything done in one night. But if you don't want to buy Express, I would say the one thing you could do is just get Stay and Scream, significantly cheaper, and you can get about 2 to 3 houses done in that first like hour and a half or whatever it is. And that can really save you a ton of time, to be honest with you. So, and it just lets you get all the houses done. Imagine like Mickey's Not So Scary, where like you get your little wristband, and then basically in order to do anything, they need to see that wristband. It's probably gonna operate very similar to that. So you get it, you're good to go. Go do whatever you wanna do. Get in line for a house if you wanna be one of the first people in. Go do some rides, check out some food, whatever you wanna do. All you need to do is go to one of 3 locations, get that wristband, and you're good to go. So that is how it looks like it's gonna be operating this year. I think it's gonna be a way better system. We'll have to see. It's the first year that they're gonna be using it, so have a little leeway, especially if you guys are coming early. They're probably gonna have to get that process down. But I think in the long run, it will actually be a much better system than they had before. Now, I don't know if we saw this before, but we do have the restroom sign up there now. So I think we're moving along. Still blocked off. Also, my fan has run out of juice, which is bad news because it is incredibly hot right now. Nothing extra going on with the Jason food booth. My guess at this point is we are not going to see anything else happening. Actually, look at that. They put counselors only up there. That's kind of funny. I like that. But yes, nothing else happening right here. I'm guessing we're not seeing anything really going on with the food booths until we get the menus and whatever happens in Sting Alley. There are so many smells through here, by the way. It smells like fishy ocean. And then we're gonna come right here. This is where I'm gonna keep my nose out. Smelling for The Exorcist, hold on. Oh, it's kind of gone. I don't smell it anymore. There was a lot of perfume smells there. Maybe it masked it, but I didn't smell it this time. So maybe they removed whatever it was. It could have just been like dead flowers or something. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna keep trekking around. Let's go check out the Cat Lady Scare Zone. Crooked Lane has more updates. I thought we were done. Genuinely thought we were done. We have more going on in there. Let's start back here, and it actually looks like we have more equipment that has showed up. Looks like you have some nozzles over there, probably for some beer and stuff. Over here, it looks like big coolers, maybe. So I don't know if they're coolers or if they're like heating things to kind of like keep stuff hot or cold. But yeah, more stuff has arrived back here. Tons of equipment. I think at this point, you guys know this is gonna be a food booth area. I'm sure you can already see from over here, we do have some changes right here to the Cat Lady house. So they have added crows here. It looks like we have that little like dangly piece over there on the wall, a giant yarn ball, another toy here. But more importantly, look at, it's a grave site for all these pets, unfortunately. So you can see Puppet right there. There's a little cat, Mo, Sage, Bryce, Lauren, Christy. Who else is over here? Socks and Bethany. Now here's the thing. Were they cats or were they human cats? We don't know, right? I don't know. So you can see like the collar there too. I wonder if some of the team members got to like bring in things of their pets. Maybe it is like, unfortunately, like pets that had passed. That would be sad, but also a way to like, you know, memorialize them. And you have the bird up there. But again, a few crows over in this area existing. Very cool to see all this though. So now there's this little almost pet cemetery out here. I wonder if that's gonna pop out, you know, like, I don't know, just random like cycling animals or something. I still have no idea.
Sorry, my audio got messed up here, but what I was pointing out was the new hairball that has shown up in front of the Cat Lady house, along with kind of this fall wreath there. And then it looked like we had a few more things of Vine popping up. And then I also saw these photos of cats around, which we'll show you in just a second. And then there was like the shelving next to the chairs, which I thought was kind of unique. So I'm assuming we'll start to see stuff pop up over there. And then we also have these chandeliers that are now hanging, and it looks like little animal bones. I don't know if it's like a rat or a bat.
Also, there have been lights installed up top. This is insane. Do you guys remember what this looked like just like 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago even? Just like barren. And that was it. It was just a stage at one point. We're like, what's going here? And now we have a giant house. Oh no, we have another photo of a cat there. And you have another one right here too. I also don't know what this is. Is that a cat? Is it like a little fox? I have no idea. This place is crazy. Again, I think they bumped up the pumpkins here. I don't think they're as low on the ends. I still have no idea what these platforms are for. No clue. But I think that is it for this scare zone. From what I'm seeing, it looks to be the same. It looks like we have some vines added over here. We have some grills and things popping up by this food booth, so we'll start to see this come to life here very soon. Guys, I am cooking out here. If you don't mind, please give this video a thumbs up as we are braving the heat. This not working right now is really unfortunate. As well, I think today's real feel is like 110. It is hot. Wow, it was okay earlier, and it is getting cranked up more and more here. Doesn't look like they've added much new here over in Battery Park. Still a lot of stations, mostly coolers it kind of looks like, things like that, and the hand washing. So nothing going on over here. Can you see the sweat glistening off of my arm right now? I'm like shiny. It's gross, I know, but that's the reality, guys. Stay hydrated, stay cool out here. It is real with this heat. Like I said, we are 2 weeks away from opening night. It is not gonna get much cooler, to be honest. Now again, I will be here tonight with Nicole for AP nights. If you guys wanna see that video, make sure to check that out. It'll be coming out after this one, obviously. But I'm hoping to see some of the lights getting tested if possible. Like I was mentioning, it'd be cool to see the park like light up. I don't know if they're gonna be testing it all, and I don't know where all we can go and whatnot, but we're gonna keep an eye on it for sure. It kind of looks like we have a new set of Monsters merch out here for the Universal Monsters. This kind of looks like a big robe or like a kimono almost. You have almost this like dress style with kind of a tank top down there. You have, is this a ring? I think this is a ring. Some fun bags. Kind of got this like crossbody bag there. Shirt here. Wow, this looks actually pretty good. They're alive, and I know some of you guys don't like thinner stuff. This is definitely a little bit thicker, I guess better quality, if you will, but it's definitely gonna be heavier then. And then you have like Psycho, Bates Motel. Interesting. Okay, so they're adding a little bit more on this wall. Well, I think that is it for our actual physical updates, guys. Again, not a ton today. Let's go talk really quick about what I was pointing out at the start of the video, what you guys can expect over here. All right, let's talk about it right here. This alley, most of you guys know, this is the first house that you guys come up to when you're entering Halloween Horror Nights. It's the first HHN house right here. You come down this alley, you go right into the soundstage back there. However, we were hanging out over here the other day, and one of like the little tour guide people came through with like a full group of people, and they were explaining how this area is going to work. And they said that this year, this alley will have either 4 or 5 houses, I think, that will be this direction, and it's gonna operate like a hub. So your strategy drastically needs to change based on that. I'm trying to let you guys know this ahead of time, because as you're trying to plan your night, you're not gonna have the same areas that you enter the houses like you did before. And when I say the houses, I'm talking about the queues here. So the queues are gonna be completely different this year. So you're gonna have Five Nights at Freddy's, Terrifier, Grave of Flesh, WWE, and El Artista, I believe, are gonna be the 5 that you use this path here. So you're gonna come in, go down back there, and then there's gonna be a hub, is what they were saying, and then you're gonna split off to your greeter and be like, okay, I wanna go to this house, so I'm gonna go that direction and whatnot. And then I think they said El Artista is gonna be a little further back. So I think the other 4 will be like the first central hub, and then it sounded like El Artista was like more around the corner. I don't know, but either way, again, this path here. So you have right behind me, you have Despicable Me, right here, Minion Mayhem. This is where the first house normally is. There will be, I believe, 4 or 5 houses. I think all 5 of them will be right here. So when you come in, this is gonna be a large portion of your house. So you have to keep that in mind when you guys are strategizing this year. This will be a big hub, so you're probably gonna wanna knock all of these houses out right here. We're not gonna have an entrance over by where Rip Ride Construction is, because those walls go back there. You can't go back that direction. So just keep that in mind. Your route will change because, again, you have this hub system that we're doing over here, kind of like what they do back by the tent houses, where you go back and then you choose which one you wanna go to. Except this time it's gonna be like 4 or 5 different houses. So keep that in mind when you guys are navigating the park. I have been hearing the exits will be like further down, either kind of by like the stage or Phelan over in that direction. So you're gonna come in here, but exit out that direction, and then you'll either wanna come looping through here or whatnot. Again, a lot of information was sent at you guys today, so hopefully you guys were able to pick up on all of it. Again, we have this hub situation with a ton of houses, Five Nights in the Pizzeria situation, Art roaming around, who knows where, and then finally we have Stay and Scream and those changes. So a lot of things to keep in mind this year as you guys are planning out the event. This is a very important video. I know it wasn't a ton of updates, but this is a lot of information that I'm giving to you guys. So hopefully you guys are able to make these changes and you guys prep for it on your HHN trip. Now that is it for me here for updates. I am sweating like a madman. I need to get back home. I need to try and cool off because we'll be back here in just a few hours for AP nights. I'm gonna have to shower, change. I'm gonna have to shower like 3 times today, which is insane. Either way, hopefully you guys had fun with me here. Staying as cool as we could. We'll be back, probably Monday would be my guess. I don't know if we're gonna have any updates tomorrow or Sunday, but we'll have a video out for AP nights, and then obviously this video. And then again, next week, I think we'll be back with more updates. And then the week after, opening night. Awesome stuff. Either way, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for being here.